you ever wanted to do a DIY project but never ended up actually going through with it and finishing it? I'm Michelle Smith, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make your own DIY at-home wreath. So to start out with, I'm going to be showing you guys the materials that you're going to need, starting out with the flowers. So I just have a handful of different kinds that I had picked up to show you guys that I thought would look good together, complement each other. Here's the last one. And then I also like to add in some greenery to give it some color and fill it up a little bit. You're going to need a wreath itself. So this is a grapevine wreath. You can also buy straw wreaths and styrofoam wreaths. They're usually white or green. And next you're going to need some sort of wire cutters for cutting the flowers. You're going to need some scissors to cut the greenery if it doesn't have wire in it, and the ribbon. You're going to need to get some sort of floral wire. This works really good. Some ribbon of your choice. I just chose a neutral color. That is easier to use if it actually has wire in it. And lastly, you're going to need a hot glue gun with some extra glue sticks. You can get glue sticks in a pretty big package like I have, or they come in smaller packages. Okay, so to start out with the steps, you can start by getting inspiration. You can get it anywhere online. You can get it from your relatives if you have anyone that likes to do crafts in your family. Personally, I really like to use Pinterest. You can search any kind of wreath that you want based on holiday, any kind of event, any season that you want. For this one in particular, I chose spring. So I went on Pinterest and actually searched spring wreaths, and I got a lot of inspiration through there, and that's where I got my idea to do this wreath today. And all of this kind of stuff, like the flowers, the hot glue gun, the extra glue, the ribbon, all the stuff that I showed you, you can buy at craft stores like Michael's. This is where I purchased everything here that I showed you today. Or you can go to Hobby Lobby. Even the dollar store is actually a really good place to look if you're on a budget and want to get the best amount of stuff for the least amount of money. So for step one, you're going to cut all of the floral that you need, basically to the length that you want. For example, I'm going to show you how to cut the flowers. So you're going to take the one stem, and personally for this wreath I would want it closer up to the top of it. Then you're going to press on the wire cutters and it cuts it right off from the stem, and you're left with just the flowers that you're going to need to poke and glue into your wreath. So once you do that, personally I've already started. I've got the greenery, most of it on here just to save some time today, but you just cut that, or in fact you can actually pull a lot of these off without cutting them like that. It just comes right off of it if you don't feel like cutting them. And you're gonna lay it out, and you're gonna end up starting to glue that. And like I said, I did this just for time purposes, but you're gonna move on to the next step of actually laying out the design of your wreath that you want it for it to look like. So like I said, I got this already started just as a filler. Like I had said before, the greenery is a really good filler. So the next part that we're going to move on to is step 3, which is gluing down and placing your flowers where you want them to go on to the wreath. I'm going to show you quick on one of them how I'm going to glue them down and place them, and then I'm going to pause the video so it doesn't get too lengthy. But for example, a lot of these have a little stem on them, and you can actually, the reason that I like grapevine wreaths is that you can actually poke them right into the grapevine itself and they stay pretty good without glue, but that's an example. And then I'm going to show you how I would place these little white flowers that I had picked out for this wreath on here as well. And for these flowers, it's actually a really good idea to keep a lookout for any sales that are going on in the stores. Like for example, I got all of this stuff on sale at Michael's for a really good price, probably around $15 for one wreath, compared to the $30+ for a wreath that's already pre-made at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And so I got 2 of them on, got the white one and then the purple one. And I think that the purple ones look good when you pair them with like a smaller flower right next to it, like that for example. And then I would go in with my glue gun and I would begin to, you kind of stick them in and hide them, and you can hide the glue along with it. And you glue right at the base and it keeps the flowers right into place without moving. So say if you're gonna put it outside, it's not gonna blow around. So I got those glued into place, and I'm gonna pause the video and I will be back as soon as this is complete, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, so I just finished, and like I said, this is all personal preference. You can do as many flowers as you want or as little, but this is what I came up with. So after you get all of them glued down and secure, you're gonna move on to the last and final step, which is to add your bow and your hook to hang it. So like I said, I had pre-made some bows, and all you're gonna do is, like I did, I left a space right at the bottom where I wanted the bow to be. So you're gonna put some glue down and you're just gonna stick it on. And as that's drying, you can go ahead and cut your wire to make a hook. So all you use is the wire cutters, and then you're gonna make a little loop at the top right here so it's a hang. And then once that's complete, you are all set and your wreath is complete. I hope you guys had fun and learned something new, and I hope that I influenced you guys to try out any DIY that you guys have ever dreamt of doing. Thank you for your time, and I will see you next week.